I hope you all are doing well. This side Priya Bhatia. And today, in this specific discussion, we are going to build something that resembles with how in industries AI production usually happens. Welcome to episode number 10. And big shout out to all those learners who have already finished my episode number 1, 2 till 9, right, in the advanced AI engineering playlist. So, in this specific episode, we will be discussing that if, let's say, a user is asking some query, how it can route to three different models, right? It's not mandatory that for every different type of query we can use a single model because query can be simpler, query can be complex, query can be moderate as well. And why not to use the similar kind of models to get the best and effective results rather than using a heavier model in almost all the type of queries? If it's a simpler one, we can use a mini model. If it's a complex one, we can use a heavier model. And depending upon that, we can also optimize the cost, latency, and everything. And that's what usually industries also are doing right now. So I will try to demonstrate, first of all, the entire workflow. And later on, I will be starting building this end to end using a LangGraph workflow orchestration. Please make sure that whatever be the stuff I am building over here, you will also try to do it at your end to get a better understanding of it. One more important thing, in the upcoming week itself, we are starting with a live AI engineering cohort. This is the first and the last, most probably, cohort for this year with respect to AI engineering part. So if you are really interested to learn from me in the live mode, please have a look onto it. And, I will definitely see you all in the upcoming Saturday in the morning in this specific cohort as well, where we will start everything from scratch. Also, I'm observing that the comments are dropping day by day in every episode. If you want me to be consistent in terms of uploading further episodes and the quality content, I really want you to put bit of effort from commenting, sharing, liking, and subscribing to my channel. It would really means a lot to me. And with that, let's get started. Over here, the point is the plan is if let's say we will be having a user input. If let's say we will be having the user input. So depending upon the user input, it will classify my message. Now see, I think in my starting of the discussions, I have mentioned that based on a user input, why should I call the same model? I can have a different tools, I can have a different calls, I can have a different models, right? Depending upon whether the query is complex or it is simple, I can use different models as well. So over here, let's say it will classify the message. Now it will check. For example, I can ask a coding question versus I can ask a simple generic question. Hello. And it will give me, hi Priya, how can I assist you today? So this is a very generic query. So I will ask, matlab, internally this will ask, is this a coding question asked by Priya? Coding question means I'm assuming that this will be coming under a complex question. If that is the case, if that is the case, so it will either return the result as yes, either this is a coding question or this is not a coding question. So the plan is ki if it is not a coding question, then in that specific scenario, what I want ki it will use a very simple model. Okay. So if it is a generic query, if it is not a coding question, means no, means it is a general query. In that case, I might use a very simple model. Mm, maybe we can take GPT 4.1 Nano. I don't know whether this model exists or not, but we can check. A mini version, I am saying, in general. And I'll just end the query. I'll just end the query. Means I won't spend my tokens, I won't spend my resources a lot because this is a very simple query. On the other hand, if it is a coding question, I will just first of all cross validate this query. That is that a coding question? I'll cross validate. If after cross validation also the answer is coming as yes, so maybe I will call a complex model, maybe GPT 4.1 or GPT 5. because I know that, okay, this can handle my complex query. And after this, I'll end this. Now, this is about calling a different model based on what specific query I'm using. But instead of this GPT, you can also say ki over here, if maybe it is a generic query, I can use a Gemini specific API, or I can use a Grok specific API. I can use a Claude specific API. So I hope you're getting a context ki with a simpler talk. What I want to share is ki depending upon my queries, how it can rotate to different specific models, and how can I make my work conditional. Because till so far, what we have done in our journey, we have tried to use a single API key, a single model to do all our tasks. Till so far in our journey, we have not did this kind of a conditional routing. So that is the main goal. Is the problem statement is clear to everyone what exactly we want to achieve over here before we will proceed ahead? Is this something clear to everyone? Any questions still so far before we will proceed further? Is it fine? यूज केस क्लियर है ना? तो अगर जनरल क्वेरी है तो बड़ी जनरल सी है, तो वी कैन जस्ट सिंपली गो अहेड एंड यूज अ वेरी सिंपलर मॉडल. अगर कॉम्प्लेक्स क्वेरी है तो द पॉइंट इज आई वांट टू यूज अ बिट complex or bit advanced model. Now over here it could be GPT based, it could be Gemini, it could be Claude, it could be Grok, whatever be your uh, you know expertise is ki, if you know that okay, with respect to the specific query maybe Gemini works the best, you can go with that. With respect to the specific query maybe GPT works the best, you can go with that. But I'll showcase you one quick flow how we can make this complete workflow. Shall we start doing the implementation step by step? Just give me a second, let me take my water back and then we can start. In the meantime, if you have any question in the workflow, you can let me know. All good?
So, ma'am, are we saying that based on the complexity, we will be selecting a model or we will let the Landgraph workflow select the model?
We will let the LangGraph workflow to select the model. We don't select it, we just write a code. That is where it seems different and
Okay.
interesting. And this is what I think Divakar mentioned in the starting, and Himakesh was also talking about. So, if we learn about a simple workflow, ki how can we make this happen, then you guys can integrate the same workflow in your projects also, whatever be the personal projects you are building. Because things will remain same. The structure will remain same. The syntax will remain the same. You just have to integrate it. I hope everybody have seen Divakar's work. He has just added those two tools, those two logics, and just added in the list the tools. And you can see how beautifully things were working fine for him. Same code, same syntax, everything is same. So you can just enhance that. You can just complex that architecture, that pipeline. Done? So let's take it one by one. So what we can do, uh, let me create first of all one folder for today's session. I think I have created. Let's create one. Done? Perfect. So over here, we can say, we can create a new file called as code specific graph we are creating today .py. Also, I have to create one .env file. What else is required? अभी के लिए इतना ही चाहिए, I think, right? Now one thing I have to do, I have to create an API key, because usually now I just remove that keys after the session gets over. So let me create one. Create new API key. LangGraph project. Create. Let's copy. Just give me 1 second. Let me paste and then I'll share my screen again. So over here, just give me a second. क्या हुआ? Open AI API key equal to done. Copy. बस हो गया ये काम, तो अब हम अपना काम कर सकते हैं. स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रही ना मेरी अभी? लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन. डन. करें स्टार्ट. So whatever be the core requirements that we have in our past class, we will do the same thing, same import part. So we will say from typing extensions, we will import what? We will import typed dict. After that, from OpenAI, we will import OpenAI. From .env, we will import load.env. From typing, we will import literal. From langgraph.graph, we will import state graph. We will import start. We will import end. And we will use the Pydantic, which Himakesh was talking about today. And we will import a base model. Okay. Import is done. So we will be able to import all the required libraries. So load.env client, which is equals to OpenAI. Nothing different. All good till so far. How many of you have understood the importance of Pydantic when he was explaining about that? So if you will search about this, Pydantic, the purpose of it. So you can see type enforcement. It automatically converts any input value like string to the correct type wherever possible. So basically, whenever we want to validate the responses, we don't want to just take that stress key responses proper formatting mein hai ya nahi. We can use this Pydantic library. What it will do is it will make sure कि जो भी response आ रहा है वो proper parse होके आ रहा है, proper एक validated form में है, proper एक format में है. So you can see, if you in general see Pydantic, you can see it is the most widely used data validation and parsing library for Python. What it does is it enforces data constraints and type safety using standard Python type hints, transforming messy, untyped input to a structured, reliable data object. तो क्या हमें Pydantic का purpose समझ में आ रहा है? Because it is very important in the workflow. हम बहुत बार आप लोग देखोगे कि इस workflow में से Pydantic को हम use कर रहे हैं. तो हमें पता होना चाहिए कि इसका मेन पर्पस क्या है, क्यों हम इसे यूज कर रहे हैं. डेटा को वैलिडेट करने के लिए. दैट इज द मेन रीजन. दैट्स इट. इज इट फाइन? इज इट ओके? एनी क्वेश्चंस ऑन दिस? क्या आप लोगों ने पहले कभी इसको यूज किया? अपने काम में? Have you ever used this specific library in your work? If you have never used it, please do check it out because this is very famous library. स्पेशली जहां जहां पे मुझे डेटा वैलिडेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट है, वहां वहां पे इसका बहुत वाइडली यूज होता है. ठीक है, और इसीलिए ये लैंड ग्राफ के अंदर भी इतना ज्यादा इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. ठीक है, लेट मी गो बैक. देयर इज वन क्वेश्चन अबाउट इट कि do we have any limitation with respect to pydantic module? I think he's talking about Arun, right Arun? So जिन्होंने यूज किया है, कोई लिमिटेशन लगी अभी तक कि हाँ यहाँ पे अच्छा काम नहीं करता? एनीवन? एक ही लिमिटेशन जो मुझे लगी है, बट पता नहीं आप लोगों ने कभी उसको ऑब्जर्व किया है कि नहीं. व्हेन यू सी इट्स रन टाइम कोस्ट, sometimes it is way too higher. For example, if you will try to work on any given product which is quite scalable, which keeps on increasing, जहाँ पे records बढ़ते रहते हैं. For example, 10 records तक it's fine. 1 million rows हुई, it is performing noticeably well. But जैसे जैसे आप साइज इंक्रीज कर रहे हो, तो पाइडेंटिक मॉड्यूल बहुत ज्यादा सीपीयू यूटिलाइजेशन करता है. इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ रिसोर्सेस internally to validate that. That is the only limitation which I observe. Otherwise, this is a very interesting and very good tool, which we usually use in this Python specific work. Any other alternative? I mean, you can just customize the code. You can say कि मुझे पूरे के पूरे rows को completely validate करने की जरूरत नहीं है. मेरे को जो भी स्पेसिफिक रोज आप एक लेवल अप करके चेक करोगे कि जहां जहां पे मुझे पहले से प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है, intuitively you can make a check and then you can just use a pydantic module on top of it rather than directly scanning for all the, let's say, 50 million or 50 trillion records that you will be having. So you can just customize it based on that, but for now I don't think that is required in our pipeline. ठीक है, बट या दैट इज द मेन पर्पज जिसके लिए इस मॉड्यूल को, इस स्पेसिफिक टूल को यूज किया जाता है. दैट इज द होल पॉइंट. So you should, if you are not aware about it, you should be aware about it. You can just have a look onto it because I assume that now everybody is very much comfortable with Python, right? Okay. Now, when you talk about this specific module, I will use a class, for example, named as classify message response, and I want that their output to be validated. So I will just try to inherit from the base model, and I'll say that the type of this is coding question will be of Boolean. So it will either return to me the true answer or the false answer. Same similar code practice which Himakesh was also showcasing to us in their code, in his code. Similarly, I want to create a class uh, to get the code accuracy. So if it is generating me a code, what is the accuracy of it? So again, it gets inherited from the base model. And over here, I can define a variable called as accuracy percentage. And the type of this will be, maybe we can define it as a string percentage. After this, I will define a state. State will be inherited from this type dict, which contains the user query. User query type will be string. LLM result, ये तो हमने उस दिन भी किया है. String initialized to none. Then we will be having the next thing, which is the accuracy percentage, which the state will take. Initially, it will be type is string, value will be none. Then is coding question is the last thing which it contains, the state contains. It will be of type bool, initialized to none. Done. So in our state, we have 4 things available: user query, LLM result, accuracy percentage, and is coding question, which will classify that whether the coding question is there or not. If it is yes, then it will go to the first route. If it is no, it will go to the second route. Now, we can have to define the function named as classify message, which contains a state. So this is a node that you are defining now, classify message. So we can print we can print I just want to notify that whenever there will be a call which is happening, so we'll get to know about it. So maybe this is fine. We can say that, hey, this is about a classification of message. Okay, done. Now we can write the query. Query is nothing but what is we have in the user query, right? State of a user query. What's next? When you are saying classify message, you can define over here system prompt. You can define in the system prompt one interesting thing. What is that? You can say ki, because LLM will classify. It's not that we are doing anything over here. We will just write a message. We want everything to be automated. So we can say that, hey, you are an AI assistant. Whose job is to detect whether the user's query is, oh, my bad. Whether the user query is related to coding specific question or not. Always return the response in specified JSON Boolean format only. Now, obviously, the better user prompt, the better system prompt you will write, the better response you will get. But for now, I'll share with you this code again and you can modify this code further. But this is something which is the basic thing I have written over here. Okay? Now we can get a response which is equal to client dot beta dot chat dot completions dot parse, and inside this you can define a model. Okay, now tell me, over here when I'm saying classify a message, obviously I need a model over here also, hai na? Because it's not that it will automatically does that job. So can you just let me know कि इस specific use case में कौन सा model लेना सही रहेगा? Do we need a hi-fi model to do that task? Do we need a hi-fi LLM model to do that specific task? Or a simple model will also work for this? Because it's not that this model is giving me a response. This is simply giving me a, idea that whether this is a user specific query or not. That's it. That's the only thing it is doing. Exactly. I think simple model will work. So maybe we can use again GPT 4.1 Nano over here as well. Is it correct everyone? इस stage पे भी सही रहेगा ना? Simple model को use करना? I don't think we need an advanced model because we are just detecting based on a given query. So we'll go back and over here I'll define that you can use GPT. I'll check whether this model also exists or not. It is there. So if we talk about this specific model now, GPT 4.1 Nano. So you can see It is the OpenAI's fastest and most cost-effective model. So if my query is very simple, why should I use a most complicated one which requires a lot more cost as well? You can see it is designed for high-scale agent workflows where latency and budget is critical. ठीक है जी, हमने use कर लिया, बढ़िया. So we are good with respect to the specific part. I think we can move further. All good. Now we can say कि response format is equal to classify message response, because over there we have defined the format, है ना? We have defined कि it is in the form of a boolean format. ठीक है. Now you can define the messages, and inside the messages you can define, what will you define? Two things as usual. You will define the role. What is the role? System. You will define the content. What is the content? System prompt. Is it fine? Any questions still so far? Second thing we have to define, which is again my bad. Let me copy this over here. Second thing that we will define is this. So over here, role will be user and content will be, anyone can guess? This query. Content will be this query. Is it correct? And now I will just update the state of is coding question with the updated result, which is given by response dot choices of 0 dot message. And we have to pass that, so we can use dot passed dot is coding question. So we'll get the response in the state, and finally what I should return over here in this question, in this function, return of state. तो क्या मेरे को classify message return कर देगा कि state क्या है is coding question की, whether this is true or false? Can I easily get that? Now based on whether it is a coding question or not, I want it to route, right? अगर वो yes देता है, कहाँ गया मेरा, ये रहा. अगर वो yes देता है तो classify message ने state दिया, it will return either true or false. Now if it is saying yes, I have to route over left side. If it is saying no, I will have to route over the another side. Okay, that is interesting, and that is something which you have to learn now, because that will eventually help you to do the project which I will be sharing you. ठीक है, तो ध्यान से देखना इसको. I'll define the next function. I will define the function name as route query, and I'll say state. Again, state will be a part of an input, and because now I have multiple responses, so I will take a literal format where I'll say that either it will go inside the general query or it will go as a, what's the next thing? Next route को क्या नाम दे? Coding query, coding specific query, coding query. Done है? Is it fine? Is it okay? करें routing start. So now we can print. मतलब ये हम अपने लिए कर रहे हैं, जो print वाला part हम कर रहे हैं. So that I will get to know कि अच्छा ये अब कहाँ कहाँ पे मेरा code flow कर रहा है. इसको हम हटा देंगे बाद में. So now it went inside the routing stage. Better to call it as a stage. It is a classification of query stage. ये पहला stage था, ये दूसरा stage आ गया, routing stage पे आ गया ये. अब हम बोलेंगे कि अगर state is coding question की true है, so it should return ideally कि this is a coding query. Else it should return that it is a general query. Simple है ये तो. कोई बड़ी चीज करी क्या हमने यहाँ पे? This is the only way, right, to classify that whether this is a coding question or it is a general question. अब अगर वो जनरल क्वेरी है, दैट इज द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. इफ इट इज अ जनरल क्वेरी, देन हाउ इट विल आंसर इट? कौन सा मॉडल आप यूज करोगे? आई विल यूज अ सिंपल मॉडल. सो आई विल से प्रिंट. तो इसमें भी हम डिफाइन कर देते हैं कि मेरे ऊपर वाले एलएलएम मॉडल ने क्लासिफाई किया इट एज अ जनरल क्वेरी. ठीक है. तो जब वो जनरल क्वेरी के अंदर आ रहा है, तो आई विल से व्हाट इज द क्वेरी. यूजर ने क्या क्वेरी दी है, बताओ भाई. उसके बेसिस पे मैं रिस्पॉन्स दूंगा. तो रिस्पॉन्स क्या होगा? रिस्पॉन्स क्या होगा? क्लाइंट डॉट चैट dot completions dot create, and inside this we can define what is the model name. कौन सा मॉडल डिफाइन करें? GPT 4.1, मे बी मिनी डिफाइन कर देते हैं यहाँ पे. Then we can define the messages, and that is equals to, you can say role is of user and content is the query. तो हमने बोला कि देखो अगर ये जनरल है ना, तो यहाँ पे इसको डिफाइन कर दो. मैंने 3 अलग अलग मॉडल ले लिए एक ही यूज केस में. क्या ये कोड क्लियर है? इज दिस समथिंग व्हिच मेक सेंस टू एवरीवन? अब यहाँ पे बस स्टेट को अपडेट करना पड़ेगा. सो वी विल से कि एलएलएम रिजल्ट आएगा व्हिच विल बी रिस्पॉन्स डॉट, फिर से वही चॉइसेस ऑफ 0 डॉट मैसेज डॉट कंटेंट. और रिटर्न क्या करेगा? ये रिटर्न हर एक फंक्शन स्टेट ही करता है यहाँ पे. डन. बढ़िया है. लेकिन अगर आता है कोडिंग क्वेरी, if it is a coding query, what we have to do? Again, you can display first for your reference. Again, I'm saying this is not even required. You can say ki this is a coding specific query. So have a look on to that accordingly. Again, we can say what is the exact query. Just let me know. Same thing. If you want, because it's a coding query, you can write a proper system prompt as well. And you can say क्या बोलोगे? अब इसको आप प्रॉपरली एनहांस कर लेना, बट मैं एक सिंपल फॉर्मेट लिख देती हूँ. यू आर अ कोडिंग एक्सपर्ट एजेंट स्पेशलाइज्ड इन राइटिंग द कोड, राइटिंग द ऑप्टिमाइज्ड कोड बोल देते हैं, इन पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. मैं पाइथन इसलिए लिख रही हूँ क्योंकि अगर आप नहीं लिखोगे तो वो अपने हिसाब से किसी भी लैंग्वेज को पकड़ के रिस्पॉन्स देगा. यू आर अ कोडिंग एक्सपर्ट एजेंट स्पेशलाइज इन राइटिंग द ऑप्टिमाइज्ड कोड इन पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. और क्या लिखे बताओ प्रॉम्प्ट में? अब मतलब कुछ और चीजें भी हम एक्स्ट्रा ऐड कर सकते हैं. ऑलवेज टेक केयर ऑफ टाइम एंड स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी before giving the Python code as a response. Now you can further mention further things, but I think अभी के लिए let's take this much. इसमें भी वो अच्छा दे देगा response, but I think थोड़ा और optimize करके लिख लेना अपने end से. फिर से completions पे जाएंगे and then we can say create. अब यहाँ पे you can use a better model. कौन सा मॉडल यूज करें बताओ? GPT-5 कर ले. वैसे वो टोकन ज्यादा लेगा, बट ठीक है देख लेंगे. मैसेजेस में क्या डालोगे? वही सेम चीज. क्या रोल क्या है? अभी ऊपर लिखा था ना हमने, यही लिख दे, कॉपी कर दे उसी को. रोल सिस्टम एंड यूजर. फाइनली क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे भी? वी विल से स्टेट LLM result, it is equals to response dot choices message, ठीक है? Is it okay? Tell me, is it fine? कर दे return state को? Okay. Yes, Ajitish, please ask the question first.
Ma'am, two things. So in the uh, general query function,
Hmm.
I think you forgot to put the role and content in the dictionary, like in the curly braces. Line
क्या
64.
भूल गए हम?
In line 64.
Yes. वही मैं सोचूं errors दिखा रहा है. ठीक है. Nice catch, yeah.
So that was one thing. And second thing is like I want to understand the difference between when we say choices of zero dot message dot content versus message dot parsed.
Why we are using this? Because over here in the classify messages, we are expecting it in a appropriate format via pydentic, right? That's why over
Hmm.
here we have mentioned the past specific method and inside that is coding question. क्योंकि वो मुझे पास करके रिस्पॉन्स चाहिए ट्रू या फॉल्स की फॉर्म में और कोई फॉर्मेट आई वोंट एक्सेप्ट. यहाँ पे मैं डायरेक्टली कंटेंट को क्यों ले रही हूँ? बिकॉज आई वांट टू रिट्रीव द एग्जैक्ट रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम द एलएलएम.
Okay.
Getting my point? So wherever you will use the pydentic specific thing, wherever you are validating the result, you want it in a specific format, you have to parse it. That's why you will observe वहाँ पे हर जगह हम ये use कर रहे होंगे.
And that parsing will work only because we have defined the response format, right? If we didn't
Exactly.
define that, then it will throw error. Or...
Exactly.
Okay.
ठीक है ना? Shall we move further? I think now the query, I was just looking on to कि वो error क्यों आ रहा है and Ajitish has already talked about that. So I think we have fixed the issue also. Shall we move further? अब एक step और रह गया. क्या रह गया? अगर ये coding query है तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए उसको? LLM रिजल्ट मेरे पास वैसे आ गया, बट क्या हमें उसको एक बार क्रॉस वैलिडेट कर लेना चाहिए उस रिजल्ट को? क्योंकि अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो वहीं पाइडेंटिक पे चलते हैं. सो वन थिंग वाज द मैसेज रिस्पॉन्स, अनदर थिंग वाज कि वी वांट टू इवेल्युएट द एक्यूरेसी आल्सो of the result. So can we validate and try to find the accuracy as well based on that accuracy percentage of the responses? That is the only thing left. So we can say def coding क्या लिखा था हमने ब्लॉक के अंदर? क्रॉस वैलिडेशन. हाँ, क्रॉस वैलिडेट क्वेरी इसी को लिखते हैं ना. क्रॉस validate, we will try to cross validate. Again we will be having a state and over here we will say print. Again for our references we will say that this is basically a code validation. ठीक है? So now we are in a stage where we will be having in a state the query also, the user query also, and we will also have LLM code with us because we have done it in the above part. So we have the updated LLM result as well. Now I will write one system prompt. देखो मैं सब कुछ LLM से ही करा रही हूँ but एक proper format structure के साथ में. So I'll say that hey, you are an expert in evaluating the accuracy of the generated code as per the user's query. Try to evaluate the code as per the optimized time and space complexity and provide the accuracy accordingly. So we will be having the format as user query which is nothing but the query shared, and then we will be having the code, which is in the format of LLM code. ठीक है? So always return the percentage of the accuracy, maybe up to 2 decimal places. ठीक है? Now system prompt is ready. We just have to provide the response. We'll say again, I'll just copy the code from above because इसमें भी हमने Pydantic को use किया है. So it will look exactly similar as this one. Copy कर रही हूँ मैं. I'll change the required things. ठीक है? So model कौन सा use करें to validate? Maybe validation भी important step है. तो GPT-5 या GPT-4.1 कर लेते हैं इसमें. तो ये चौथा मॉडल हो गया जो मैंने यूज किया. सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे हमने अब सबसे पहले वो रिस्पॉन्स देखा. इज दिस अ कोडिंग क्वेश्चन? यस. थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे चेंज करना पड़ेगा मुझे. सो यस में फिर वो क्या करेगा? इट विल टेक द कोडिंग क्वेश्चन, कोडिंग क्वेरी आई वुड से. हमने कौन सा मॉडल लगाया है यहाँ पे? GPT-5, राइट, टू गिव दैट. उसके बाद I want that this specific code will be evaluated and provide the percentage. So there will be another check of code validation over here. Code validation से होगा क्या? So we will get the accuracy of the code. कितना accurate है code given by the model. So we are using GPT 4.1 over here to validate the code. And what we get as a response is the accuracy percentage. And then maybe we'll go to the ending stage. I just added a bit of more complexity over here. So now we have one model working over here, one model working over here, one model working over here, and one model working over here. Now over here, obviously you can use Gemini or any other agent model as well. But yeah, you can see how we are routing it. Any query in this? What I have designed right now based on whatever work we have done in the code part. Shall I go back? Shall we update this? No questions, right? समझ में आ रहा है ना? So what is the response format? Response format will be the code accuracy response. Then this is fine, this is fine. What is the state over here? Can anyone let me know what I have to fill? Accuracy percentage, and I want it to be a specific format. So past we will use, and over here we will use accuracy percentage. And then finally we will return the state. Anything I have missed to update? एक बार check कर लो. I usually worried when I copy pasted because I have observed multiple times I missed doing the updates properly. So just have a look onto it. If you feel something I have missed, you can just let me know. Otherwise, our workflow is ready. What we have to do is we just have to now build the graph. That's it. And its connections. So we can just go with a graph builder. We can create a state graph as usual, where we define the state. Then we will say graph builder dot. Let's define all the nodes first, and then we will just combine the edges. What is your first node? My first node is classify. message node. So we can call the function classify message. What is my second node which I have built? It is about a general query specific node. And the function I have defined is this. What is the third node I have built? It is about coding query. And I have defined a method called as coding query. What is the fourth node I have built right now? I think it is about validating the code. So code validation, and we can define the function. I think क्रॉस वैलिडेट की जगह ना हमें कोड वैलिडेट ही लिखना चाहिए. ये नेम थोड़ा सा सूट नहीं कर रहा मुझे. लेट मी चेंज दिस, क्योंकि हम कोड को वैलिडेट कर रहे हैं ना यहाँ पे. दिस इज फाइन. क्रॉस वैलिडेशन पता नहीं, कोड वैलिडेशन इज गुड, है ना? ठीक है, डन. ऑल गुड टिल सो फार. क्या हमने और कोई नोड भी क्रिएट किया है क्या? लेट मी चेक.
Ma'am, what about the query routing node?
उसके लिए we will do. उसके लिए we will try to use the interesting thing. That is the fun point for today's session. Let's start. Now we have to add the connections. Okay. First of all, I'll say graph builder dot add edge. We will work on the start, and inside this, first of all, this will go with the classify message. Then I will again add the edge. From classify edge, अब यहाँ पे ध्यान से देखना. अच्छा, what you want? क्या होना चाहिए? इसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए? बताओ. इसके बाद as per our use case क्या होना चाहिए?
Query
यूजर
routing.
ने क्वेरी भेजी, it will go to the classify edge. What is the next thing? कंडीशन के बेसिस पे होना चाहिए राउटिंग. Yes, everyone. So over here you have one method called as add conditional edges, which will do the routing. And over here you have to specify that route query. Now again, you will say, so this is not your normal edge. That was a conditional edge that you have defined. Again, edge. And yahan pe, if it is a general query, after the answer, you will go inside this and you can end. Is it correct? But if it is a edge inclined towards the coding query, so in that case, what should happen? It should go to the next part of code validation. And after this, it will go inside the from code validation to end. Connections are all right. The only thing is to compile the graph now. So you can say graph is equals to graph builder dot. Just check once, whatever workflow that we have created, is the same? Then after that, the only thing left is to define the main function. Just check and let me know, is this all right? I mean, when we run this, then we will get the better idea, is this all right or not? But at least whatever we have thought in the starting of the session, do you think that the similar picture we are getting over here as per the code part? The only thing which is left is now the main function, where we can add user query, which is nothing but input function, enter your query. Then there will be a state definition which we have to initialize. Same thing, we will say user query is, oh my bad, user query accuracy percentage in the initial part will be none.
Is there any issue in this? क्या definition दी है हमने इसकी? Why
No, there's a comma missing after user query in the first line.
Okay. Let me check. Yeah. What's the next specific variable which we have to define? We have to define one more thing, LLM result. It will be initially none, and we have to define one more thing, which is coding question, which will also be false. Because initially we cannot say that this will be a coding question. Is the initialization is correct for the given state? Now the only thing is we will say result. We will just invoke the graph with the provided state, and we can just print the result. Now there will be a function call. Just check, do you think anything is going wrong? Or shall we run this first?
I have two questions. Firstly, is it also an option to define the routing query as a node instead of directly passing the function?
I
We
mean,
can
you
do-
can define it. There is not an issue, but usually because we will be having a conditional edges, there is no need to define it as a separate node. That is the main purpose why they have defined conditional edges over here. The main purpose of routing is to route your path from A, B, C, D, whatever options you have defined. So that routing query, why they have not defined it as a simple edge? They know that okay, this routing query is basically helping us to route the given flow based on a given condition. That's why it's called as add conditional edges. So if you are defining it as a node, then you can use a simple add edge wala function only to work smoothly. Because I mean, when you're saying conditional, it means that okay, over here there is some condition, based on that either it will give us the general query result or it will give us the coding query result. But if you want, you can do it. Yeah.
Okay. And also another thing, I think in the last session we used the syntax of events in the main function.
Syntax of?
Like we defined a for loop of events for events in graph. I forgot the exact syntax, but we did something along those lines.
I also don't remember it, what you are saying. But let me open those files. Maybe we'll discuss after that. What was the question then?
Yeah, so in this case, we're not using it. So is that something which is necessary or?
I have to check once what you're talking about. So maybe I'll open that file after a few minutes and then you can let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Let's run this file now and we will try to see whether, first of all, is this code is working fine or not, because I'm just a bit worried about it. I have just written it down. So let's run this. And if we get some issue, let's fix that first. And then we can come up with the next part. There is some issue. Classify edge. I think somewhere I have written something wrong. I told you, there could be a issue in writing. Classify edge, where I have written that. Oh, yeah, here. Done. Let's try to do now. Tell me any query. First of all, let's write a simple query. Hi, I am Priya Bhatia. Can you see how it is flowing? It is flowing in a proper way. It is going to the classification of a query stage. It is classifying, going inside the routing stage. Then it is routing as a general query. Then it is giving us the response properly as per the general query. Hi, I am Priya Bhatia. LLM result is hello Priya Bhatia. How can I assist you today? Because it is the general query, there is no accuracy percentage, and is coding question is also false in the state. Is this correct? Now, shall we think about some complex part? If this is fine. Okay. General query wala pathway to theek hai. It's a correct one. But now we have to think about the complex one. Let's run this again. Mm, can you help me to write a code to sort the numbers in the list as 22, 11, 23, 55, 47, 12. कोडिंग क्वेरी तो पकड़ा उसने. Now everything you can check in the Langsmith how the flow is exactly going, but this is just for right now part I have mentioned it. Uh, I don't think any code came. Any code came? Let me copy the output.
I think we need to also say whether we want it in ascending or descending.
That is fine, but I think this is not a proper code, na? What it is showcasing me here is a concise optimized Python snippet. Oh, it is, I think, showcasing us the pseudo code. It shows because I have focused more towards optimization part, maybe because of that. As I have mentioned, there is a need to modify the system prompt accordingly. It shows both ascending and descending order using Tim sort, complexity optimizes and log n, O of n space for sorted, in place sort is big O of n. And then it has showcased some syntax, but it is actually using direct sorted function. It is giving us a code, but I mean, over here, there is a proper definition of it. But I am a bit worried why the accuracy percentage is 0.00. Because it is not a proper code or what? I think we need to modify the system prompt bit. बताओ क्या लिखे इसको बेटर करने के लिए. Optimized code in Python programming language. Return the response.
You can also say that you give us the code in Colab format, means ready to run format.
In ready to run format.
Or we can ask it to create the code file in the current directory, right?
Yeah, that is also a possibility that we have done. But I think to create a file, then we have to provide the tools access as well, right? Because right now we are not giving any tool access. That same code we have to copy paste in this. We can do that. I mean, but for now, I don't want to integrate that specific stuff. Let's see. इसमें अगर कुछ changes होता है तो. Let's see. Enter your query. Write a code, let's say, to add two numbers. Also, I'm using GPT-5. Now it has given me a code. But again, I think थोड़ा सा prompt में और modification करना सही रहेगा. वो वाली बात अभी आई नहीं.
Ma'am, I think it's updating as a JSON, right? So I think if we use pretty print, then it would.
Or maybe what we can do, we can provide an
Accuracy is
input.
100%.
Nice. We can provide a input and output format. And also because we have mentioned कि आपको JSON format में result display करवाना है, तो इसीलिए वो शायद इस तरीके से दे रहा है. Jitish was also correct. So, I mean, I think you can manage all these things. You can do it at your end. You can provide proper few shot prompting style scenario कि this is the input. एक दो code provide कर देना ताकि उसे समझ में आए. And I think just by providing input output scenarios also this specific problem will get resolved. I don't want to now again and again ask different code styles, but I think things are okay for you. I hope it is clear that how we have built this entire workflow and how what exactly I want to showcase today is the concept of conditional routing. So is this something clear to everyone?